Two fighters into the ring, and as we do, we take a look at the tail of the tape between Arturo Gatti and Ivan Robinson. You can see that they are separated by 1 year in age. Robinson an inch the taller, 2 inches longer reach. They weighed in within a pound of the 135-pound limit, and Gatti has put on 16 pounds overnight. He was totally dehydrated at the weigh-in. Robinson has only put on 8 1/4 pounds. So Gatti will have an 8-pound weight advantage and the translated punching power advantage as he goes into the fight. Rules of the bout with Harold Letterman.
The Arturo Gatti Ivan Robinson fight is scheduled for 10 rounds once again using the rules of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. There is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 10th and final round. Jim.
All right, thank you, Harold. First into the ring will be Ivan Robinson. Had a colorful amateur career and won a lot of amateur glory and titles, but he lost 3 times to Oscar De La Hoya and then lost at the Olympic trials in 1992, so he fell short of the measure of success he had hoped to attain in that phase of his career, and in some ways, Larry, he's still trying to make up for it.
Now, I like the way he ran into the ring also, Jim. He came here for a fight. The last time I remember somebody running into the ring like that and down the runway was a guy named Buster Douglas in Tokyo, and we were wondering what the heck did he have in mind.
And a closer look at Ivan Robinson, who has not won by knockout in 3 years.
And there you see the huge volume of punches that both he and Holiday threw in that memorable fight a year and a half ago. Power he takes with him.
And you saw the number that said that the last 5 opponents have combined for a connect percentage over 50% against Gatti. In short terms, he gets hit too much.
I want to make one correction. According to Larry Hazard, who told me in the ring after our interviews, he did not tell the referee to watch for an injury to Mashinsky. He was merely asking Mashinsky whether the cut came from a butt or from a punch.
In association with Bally's Park Place Casino Resort and Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, this Bud's for You presents the HBO Boxing After Dark main event of the evening, 10 rounds, lightweights. Ring officials assigned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Your judges at ringside are from Ardsley, New York, Melvina Lathan. From Landing, New Jersey, Ed Leahy. And from Cedar Grove, New Jersey, Steve Weisfeld. Your referee for this event from Newark, New Jersey, Earl Morton. Introducing now the principals first in the red corner to my right, wearing the blue trunks with the gold trim. He weighs in at 135 3/4 pounds with a professional record of 25 victories, 2 defeats, and 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, introducing mighty Ivan Robinson. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, weighing 136 pounds, with a professional record of 29 victories, 2 defeats, 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He boxes out of Jersey City, New Jersey, ranked number 7 in the world by the Budweiser ratings of Fight Game magazine, former IBF Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Arturo Thunder Gatti. 10 rounds, lightweight.
No jokes. Y'all both received the same instructions. I expect you to obey my command. I want a good, clean break and protect yourself at all times. Keep your punches up, touch gloves, and good luck, fellas.
Go in there, Martin.
Gatti told us that he was sick of having to fight a desperate fight We'll see if he can do anything about it here.
These two guys were together in Pernell Whitaker's training camp before his fight with Oscar De La Hoya in June of 1997. They know each other well. They like each other. Ivan Robinson said he's a terrific guy. I think of him as a good friend. We'll still be good friends after the fight, but tonight we're going to get it on. And Robinson comes out throwing roundhouse rights to try to get Gatti's attention from the beginning, and Gatti misses with a wild left hook in return. Interesting piece of opening aggression by Ivan Robinson, who lands a right hand across the top. Maybe he's trying to cut Gatti in the first round the way Angel Manfredi did.
Yeah, he is, but if he's not careful, he's going to get caught with a big punch. And if he gets caught with that big punch from Gatti, it's going to be dangerous.
Well, the right hand is the vulnerability of Gatti. That's what he's been training to change by taking a sideways stance to his opponent rather than straight ahead. I don't know if it's working so far, Roy.
But already you see the style that Robinson wants to employ, entering, scoring points, trying to begin and finish the exchanges and then get back out. He wants to go in and move away.
There's some big punches on Arturo Gatti early too.
Ivan Robinson with a tremendous start in round number 1.
And here it is, a minute into the fight, and Gatti's left eye is already puffing.
This is what happens when two guys know each other well. They don't have to waste any time.
They've never sparred together, even though they spent weeks together in Whitaker's camp. It's a little unusual given the fact that they're the same size that they didn't spar. And Robinson said it never really occurred to me at that time that we might fight somewhere down the road. It was only later when I started thinking, wow, I like him so much, I might have to fight him. Good body shot by Gatti with the left hand. But another storm in return from Robinson. Landed a right hand across the top. Good left hook by Ivan Robinson. Oh, hard left hook by Gatti.
Robinson is taking these punches pretty good right now. You can tell we're on Boxing After Dark already.
Oh, yeah, this is a Boxing After Dark round 1. No question. This round reminds me a little bit of the 10th round of Bo Holyfield 1. First half of the round has belonged to Robinson. Second half of the round has belonged to Thunder Gatti.
This is a good fight here, Jim.
They know how to find each other, that's for sure. If you want to see guys who are going to hit and get hit, you found the right address tonight. HBO's Boxing After Dark.
Doesn't get much better than that. I've said that a few times over the years. Sometimes it even gets better than that.
Don't try to kill this guy, okay? Get back in the game plan, okay? You're following the guy. You got to cut the ring off him. You're try to kill him, okay? 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 You're doing great. Stay in the body. Stay in the body. But you got to go in behind the jab, okay? You got to go in behind the jab. And you got to keep dropping to the right, okay? Look here. Arturo, listen to me. You don't have to kill this guy, okay?
Well, so much for him not having to fight from desperation. Practically from the first 3 seconds of the fight.
And you saw that the left eye is already swollen and puffy. Gatti smiles as he stalks Robinson across the ring. And referee Earl Morton pulls him back. In round 1, Ivan Robinson threw 112 punches and landed 57 of them. Gatti 27 out of 80. More of Gatti's were power shots. Well, in step 1 of Robinson Robinson's plan was to damage Gotti's chronically swollen left eye. He's accomplished that.
Well, Robinson's condition is going to be a thing for him here. He has to be conditioned to go some time, because I don't think his punching power is going to knock Arturo out right now. He's going to have to wear him down a little bit more before he can knock him out.
Terrific right cross by Gatti.
Arturo can't knock him out because Arturo has that one-punch power.
Gatti just punishing Robinson to the body and to the head in the first minute of round 2.
Those big shots take a lot out of you, though, Jim. Both throwing them and catching them.
And Ivan claimed that he's never been in better condition for a fight than is the case here. He learned from Philip Holliday what it means to out-condition your opponent.
Well, he's been in Philadelphia gym wars since he was 9 years old. And this looks exactly like that.
What would another loss do to Gotti's career, Larry?
Well, it wouldn't do him any good.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't hurt him too bad, though, because people love to see a guy that fights like this.
Well, there's certainly nobody in the sport more worth buying a ticket to see if style is the issue. But he's got to keep winning to be marketable.
Robinson giving as good as he's getting, and sometimes better.
This requires no commentary. if you've ever seen boxing before, and you have even the vaguest sense of when it's good, you know what you're looking at.
The thing you have to wonder is with Arturo Gatti coming off the loss to Manfredi, why do you match him up to another boxer? Why don't you match him to a puncher?
Yeah, particularly a guy who can move the way Robinson can.
Easy for him because you stand in front of him. Use the jab, keep moving, make him round easy. Make it easy. Come on, pop the jab, step around, step around. You got to keep going around this way or that way. Keep.
You're right, Bob. Arturo. Yeah. Take your time. Don't try to kill this guy. Get in your rhythm, okay? Get in your rhythm. You want to take this guy into a few rounds, okay? Okay. And you got to think defense, okay? Hands up. You're doing a great job keeping him, but don't be afraid to fall away from that right hand, okay? You okay? Yeah. You're following the guy.
This is a battle of one guy going and then the other. Here you see a fusillade of punches from Gatti upstairs, downstairs. Two good left hands, and now you're going to see Robinson answering later in the round. That big right uppercut looked about the hardest punch in the fight so far.
And your eyes might pop at first at the high connect percentage for Robinson. Over 50%, 52% to this point in the fight. But remember, the graphic showed you before the fight, Gatti's last 5 opponents have connected at a 51% rate. He eats half the punches that come his way.
You know, you ask yourself, can Robinson go like this for the entire 10 rounds? Well, he went sort of like this for 12 rounds against Philip Holliday. So if he's in great shape, then that's not going to be a problem for him, the pace of this fight.
I tell you what, this is a fight that fans can watch every day. You got a classic boxer and a classic puncher here, and this always makes for a terrific fight.
A classic boxer who's willing tonight to exchange. And you heard Ivan Robinson's corner asking him to exchange a little less. But so far, he continues to show a willingness to stand in there with Arturo and trade punches. Maybe because he's landing so much, it's hard to step away from it.
Yeah, it is, but I think Arturo is actually hurting his body some. I think Arturo hurt him bad with a left body shot just a few seconds ago.
Okay, let's keep it in. Come on.
Warning for low blow there from Earl Morton. Gatti taking the warning. Never took his eyes off of Robinson as he listened to Earl Morton.
Come on, we're working.
You know, Robinson went to the same high school as Meldrick Taylor. Like Taylor, he has really good boxing skills. But like Taylor, he wants to get in there and trade, and sometimes that backfires.
The high school was Simon Gratz in Pennsylvania, or Philadelphia, I should say. They trade, and they trade, and they trade again.
But Robinson seems to be getting the best of it right now.
He is getting the best of it right now.
8 minutes of sustained brilliance by both fighters. Assault after assault after assault. Here comes Gatti.
Now blood coming from the eye of Gatti.
Well,
That was inevitable.
what took so long?
Hard left hook by Gatti. Backs Robinson up.
He's going for broke on that left hook, Jim.
But Robinson is taking everything from him.
Yeah, he is. And he's landing a good uppercut on the inside. Robinson is.
Robinson just targeting Gatti. Firing combinations and landing punch after punch. Gatti says, give me more. I love this kind of fight.
It's who he is and what he does.
What's wrong? I hit my head, that's all. You all right?
You got to get around this guy. We don't want you trading with him. Get around. Right hand uppercut. Right hand uppercut. And turn.
Slow the pace up a little bit. That means put pressure on, but make him miss. You ain't got to kill him with every shot, okay? You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. You hear what I'm saying? Don't try to kill this guy. Just make it easy. Make this round easy, okay? Keep touching to the body. You don't have to kill him with it, all right? But you walk in behind the jab. Don't let him hit you with the right hand.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hey, come on. I'm gonna have your help.
Hey. You're standing too straight with
Robinson has always had good skills. Here you see him using it to elude Gatti, hit him with combinations. Two-punch combination followed by a three-punch combination. Good work from Ivan Robinson.
Harold, how'd you score the first 3 rounds?
Jim, I got it 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing. Ivan Robinson. I think he's mugging him in this war. I'll be honest with you. And I'll tell you something else. I don't think Arturo Gatti really sees that right hand coming, because that left eye is really swelling badly. And if you watch Robinson, every time he throws a right hand, he connects. So far, I'm clean punching alone. I've got Ivan Robinson winning every round.
I have the same score. Fairly obvious.
Yeah. I mean, the drama would appear to be established already. Can Gatti land enough thunder to score a knockout? Will Robinson stick to his game plan enough to last in the fight and score a decision victory?
Robinson obviously sees this as a crossroads fight. He told us this is his Olympics. This is his championship fight. If he was going to be a professional fighter who could make money, he had to make his stand here, and he is making it.
I tell you what, Arturo Gatti is going to have to start blocking some of these punches or slipping them, because he won't be able to take this peckering like this all night.
Ivan Robinson feels as though he hasn't gotten as much attention as he deserved in his career. So he relished this opportunity to step back into the spotlight and look ahead to bigger things. What a statement it would be on how every fight could be different if Robinson were unable to beat the light-hitting Philip Holliday, but able to beat the thunderous punching of Arturo Gatti.
Well, styles make fights. Philip Holliday is a good fighter that throws multiple punches just like Ivan Robinson. He's more experienced at fighting that type of fight than Robinson, but they're fighting the same fight. In this matchup, you have a classic boxer against a classic puncher.
And there's the classic puncher doing his work. Right hand over the top by Gatti.
I thought Robinson was a little bit out of balance. As he turned sideways, he got caught. But it is a clear knockdown, and it puts Gatti back in the fight in terms of the scoring.
Yeah, 2-point round would be huge for Gatti at this point.
He needed something real bad, and he made it happen.
And that brings the chance of Gatti back from the crowd. And Arturo tries to respond as round 4 of a great battle comes to a close. And the two good friends smiling and laughing with one another after 4 rounds of spirited warfare. Oh, that's great to see.
Lovely.
Well, they winked at each other just before the fight started.
Everything's okay. Put it in there. Put it in there. Now listen to me, goddammit. Listen to me. Listen. You see how good you did when you took your time? Then at the end you tried to kill him, didn't you? Why do you do that? Take your time, okay? It's gonna come. Okay? You listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Open up.
Go down the middle. Bang, bang. 1, 2. Swelled up.
Win the fight with a jab and the right hand up.
Take a look at the knockdown. There you can see it hit Robinson. The punch landed Robinson high on the head and sort of almost muscled him over rather than knocked him over.
Maybe that extra 8 pounds, huh?
That could be. And there's always something about those punches right up on the top of the head or very high on the head.
Well, they can make you lose your balance. Exactly right, Jim.
In round 4, Gatti landed 29 of 82 punches. Robinson 31 of 68. So that was the first frame in which Gatti actually threw more punches than Ivan. And you heard Bob Waring telling Gatti, stick to your boxing. Don't try to knock him out with one punch.
Oh.
It's going to come if you're patient. Robinson landing the uppercut.
Good uppercut by Ivan Robinson. That's the punch his corner told him to go to earlier in the fight.
You know, they made this a 10-round fight because Gatti felt that if the fight with Manfredi had been 10, they would have let him finish it. But he might have needed 12 against Robinson.
Gatti with the left hook combination, body and head. Robinson comes back with a flurry of right hands. Both men scoring in the first minute of the 5th.
Now Arturo is slipping some of those punches.
You saw the cut under Gatti's left eye. So since it is under the eye instead of over it, the blood won't be seeping into his eye. Maybe he preserves a little more visibility that way, although, as Harold Letterman pointed out, the eye is badly swollen as well. Good right hand by Gatti.
I tell you what, Gatti is doing exactly what Waring told him to do. He's punches, throwing light punches, trying to win the fight first. He's not trying to kill with every punch, and he's landing a lot more punches that way.
Great right hand by Robinson.
Beautiful 1-2 by Robinson.
This is a 10-round fight, not a 12-round fight. No official title at stake. So as we reach the end of round 5, we are coming to the halfway point in the bout. And that makes the knockdown for Gatti in the last round even more important. As Larry pointed out, he got him back into the fight on the scorecards, or should have anyway. Oh, good right hand by Gatti, good left hand by Robinson. Both men still landing with great frequency.
Oh, good right hand by Robinson.
Ivan Robinson having a big night as he tries to set up the upset victory over Arturo Gatti, which would energize his career.
Hold it there. Hold it. I got this here. Hold it. I got this here. Close your eyes. Okay. Oh, don't blow your nose. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Don't worry about it. Put your hands now. Okay. Look. Take this down, okay? All right. Nice and easy, baby. Look. Hey.
Take none off. the turn, Ivan. Ivan, you make the fight easy when you give him angles. You give him angles, hit him with combinations, he go. That's it.
All right.
Make it easy.
Man, deep breath. Don't show up for the people, Ivan. They can't help you if you get in trouble. Right. You got to keep your mind on.
Take your time, okay? Take your time. Get in your rhythm. Get under the stuff, okay?
Hold on.
Don't walk me down. Give me his mouthpiece.
Every Gatti fight seems to be held in ER, the emergency room.
And now a delay as the ring rope is repaired just to the right of Ivan Robinson at the edge of the screen. There was a repair on the ring rope. That's done now. Gatti starts out popping 2 little jabs. In round 5, Gatti threw 106 punches. Robinson threw 96. Between them, they landed 77. So it continues as a war as we move into the 6th of a scheduled 10.
Robinson came into this fight as a 4 or 5 to 1 underdog. He is not an underdog anymore.
And those odds were a little lopsided to begin with, just because of the manifest skills that Robinson has demonstrated throughout his career as both an amateur and a pro. He knows how to fight.
That's right. Well, and he's taking a great punch here.
Taking a beautiful punch here, Larry.
That comes from conditioning, determination.
Taking a punch from a guy who outweighs him 8 or 9 pounds in the ring tonight. But in addition to constantly living in desperation in the ring, Gatti is constantly fighting the battle of making weight at 135, or even more desperately prior to this at 130, and that takes a lot out of him too. He walks around at over 160.
Must have been hanging out with Vince Phillips.
I got you. Let him out.
Well, his left hook is just as stout as Vince Phillips' straight right hand.
Yes, it is. See, when he moved his head left and right, then Ivan couldn't pinpoint him to land a big shot on him. That's what he needs to do more, move his head.
Robinson stunning Gatti inside. The straight right hand stopped Gatti in his tracks. Arturo not throwing. Robinson with a chance for a knockout. Gatti holds on.
He was definitely wobbled and ready to be taken, but Robinson momentarily got tired and had to back off.
Now, when Gatti got into this kind of trouble against Gabriel Ruelas, Ruelas left openings, and Gatti landed the left hook that won him the fight. Robinson has to be careful as he continues to land shots.
And there it was.
Oh, he got caught with a big punch.
Look, can you believe this guy? Can you believe Gatti?
This is unbelievable.
He can't walk into nothing big either, though, Tim.
So both men come close to scoring knockouts in round number 6.
And Gatti finishes stronger.
Combinations, I want you to fall. Hey, don't stand up there straight when you... All right, let it go. Let it go.
Here we see Robinson landing this real devastating flurry. And at the end of the round, when Robinson thought he had him finished, that right hand turned the tide.
Gatti comes out and attacks with the left hook. The left eye really bothering Arturo between rounds.
Well, that great scriptwriter in the sky has written another Gatti script.
Yes, he has.
Harold, how do you have it through 6?
This is absolutely unbelievable. 57, 56, 4 rounds to 2. Ivan Robinson. I got Ivan Robinson by 1 point. The 5th round was the critical round of the fight, Jim. Could have gone either way. I really thought Robinson outfought him in the 5th round, so that's where I got Robinson by a point. But let me tell you, this is sensational.
But you gave the 6th round to Gatti.
Oh, without question. He almost had him out at the end of the 6th round.
Yeah, but Robinson almost had him out in the middle of the 6th round.
But Jim, I thought Gatti's punches were much more devastating at the end. You had to give it to Gatti.
All right.
I had the score the exact same way. You recall I said at the end of the round, Jim, he's finished the stronger fighter.
The eye on Gatti is really closing bad. He needs to make something happen pretty quickly here if he can.
Well, he's not really dangerous until it's totally closed.
Well, you remember, he's not following his own advice, Robinson. Remember, he said that when you hurt Gatti, that's when you got to get out of there.
Yeah, but
he hurt Gatti and went after him and caught a punch that turned the tide.
And his corner told him, don't fight for the crowd. Fight a smart fight. Stay away from the guy when you hurt him.
Yeah, the guys in his corner saw the Ruelas fight. They know what happens when you chase Arturo Gatti. There's one thing George Foreman always says, don't chase a big puncher. Right hand over the top by Robinson. Ooh. Left hook lands for Robinson. Gatti not able to find the target as much in round number 7.
Robinson seems weary too, though.
Both fighters very tired.
Good left hook to the body by Arturo. Every round Robinson wins now, a possible step toward the upset victory.
Stop out. Step out. Come on. Ivan, let's go.
They're throwing some big punches at one another now, Jim. Both guys looking for a knockout.
All right, just walk out swing. Come on.
Blood flowing from the cut under Gatti's eye as Robinson lands combination after combination.
On the bell, fellas.
Robinson fought a smarter round in that round.
Good round. Took the crowd out of the fight, too. Took the crowd back out of the fight.
I got it, Joe. I got it. Okay. Oh, well, relax it. Breathe in, Joe. Hey, Arthur, breathe in. Let me see you breathe in. Nice. That's nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Arturo, buddy, you gotta go in behind the jab, okay? You can't go in empty, okay? You hear what I'm saying? Behind that shoulder and behind the jab. I know you're tired, but you gotta be good behind that shoulder, okay? Don't give him nothing. When he starts firing, I want you to tick-tock, okay? You okay? Come on now.
Only a couple of rounds, baby. A couple of rounds. It's anybody's fight now. Anybody's fight.
All I have to do is put it on the foot.
Come here. Hold I got it.
Back of my neck.
Okay. Hold on.
Well, they told us before the fight it would be Bob Waring and not Lou Duva who would be doing most of the talking in Gatti's corner, and that has been true throughout the fight.
Right now, Gatti needs the U.S. cavalry because he's probably a couple points behind.
And you heard Bob Waring saying that he wanted Gatti to go in behind the jab. Arturo has landed only 41 out of 247, 1/6, 17% of his jabs in the fight. So he may be thinking, why should I be going in behind my jab? I'm not even landing a thing.
Instead of going behind the jab for defensive purposes. Maybe that jab will deflect the right hand some when he's coming in.
He wants to land left hooks. Ivan Robinson with a brilliant performance through the first 7 rounds. Seeming to pile up a lead on the scorecards as he goes into the last 3. An underdog against the living lightweight legend Arturo Gatti. And that legend may be taking a step toward extinction tonight.
seem to be catching a little bit of a second wind now.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go.
They both look tired at the end of 7. Gatti trying to go back to boxing. Robinson definitely moving faster on his feet now than he did in the rounds preceding this one.
I think he's trying to start boxing and staying away like he should have been doing the whole time now.
Well, you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but if you're Ivan Robinson, in the back of your mind, you got to be thinking 7 more minutes and I've won this fight.
Now you keep taking punches like that, though, Jim.
Yeah, well, Gatti has landed some hard punches, and Robinson has taken them very well. He may be the biggest guy we've seen Gatti fight, and he seems to be handling the power reasonably well.
More and more, Robinson making Gatti chase. But Gatti continuing to land when he's able to get in close.
Stop punching and walk out. Walk him out.
Good right hand by Ivan Robinson.
Hey, okay, walk it out.
Big right hand and a big left hook by Gatti, trying to score that one dramatic punch that'll turn the fight around for him. 6 minutes to go.
Let's walk it out. All right.
You did great. That was a good round for you. You can do that all day, okay? And you didn't let him get hit with nothing, okay? You got good defense. Way to fall. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, okay. That's a good jab. Okay, now take your time. We got 2 more rounds, okay? 2 more rounds. Okay.
You all right?
You okay? No water. Hey.
You okay?
Give me.
Touch him in soft spots. Put it down there in the soft spot. Come on. Ivan, this fucking fight too close for you to let it go.
Okay. Easy, baby.
This bum can't beat you. You get busy and get the movement and get your angles and shit. You understand?
Gatti liked that round. Every time he's landed some good punches, however, you see Robinson coming back.
Robinson landing at 49% through the course of the fight. Gatti landing at 32%. Arturo's punches packing a little more power, perhaps, but Robinson has the advantage of directing the judge's attention to Gatti's badly damaged left eye throughout the fight, because he got it to swell and to bleed after only 1 round. Bob Waring urging Gatti to box, and Arturo has managed to stay behind the jab and keep his shoulders perpendicular rather than square to the opponent for the last couple of rounds. But it's late in a fight in which he is likely trailing on the scorecards.
Come on, don't tie him up. All right, stop punching, stop punching. Let him out. Come on, Gatti, walk it out, walk it out.
You know, Bob Waring seems to be doing a pretty good job with Arturo. This is his first time ever working out in front of a fighter, and it doesn't seem like it's too bad. I think a few more fights and he'll be a good trainer for Arturo Gatti. But he actually is good now.
But as you pointed out at the top, nobody's going to change Arturo much.
Not much at all.
If you're just talking about refining what is already a well-defined style.
And fine-tuning, that's right, exactly what you already have.
Okay, stop. Let him
While the odds may have been 4-1, as Larry pointed out, he's in against a really good fighter in Ivan Robinson.
Oh, that hurt Arturo Gatti.
Huge ninth round for Ivan Robinson, trying to finish Arturo Gatti off. Gatti wobbling, seemingly almost out on his feet. Watch him erupt with a big left hook here any minute.
He needs to put his hands up. He's taking too many punches here, Joe.
the attempted eruption. Bud Robinson ducking the punches. Ivan Robinson fully in command now as we come down the stretch of the ninth. Thunderous left hook landed for Gatti, but Robinson's okay.
You ask me what Gatti's future holds. Because of his exciting style, Jim, there will always be good fighters willing to fight him. Maybe a rematch is in his future.
One more round. Hey, come here. All right, Arturo, last round, baby. Don't let him take this fight away from you. You're okay, baby. You're okay. Come on.
You know what got here now, don't you?
With a double uppercut shot, baby. You understand? Don't be trying to knock that guy out. Don't worry about trying to knock him out. Win the fight. Win the fight. You need this round. Okay. How many times I told you this? 2 minutes. All right, then. You know what I'm talking about?
Give this guy nothing, okay? Take this guy and you gotta go down. Get him down. When I yell Gatti.
Early in the round, Gatti getting wobbled by some of Robinson's stiff, straight punches. Right there.
And Gatti landed only 2 out of 34 jabs in the ninth round. He will go with power punches in the 10th to try to pull it out against good friend Ivan Robinson. Harold, how do you have it going into the 10th?
Jim, 6 rounds to 3, 86, 84. Mighty Ivan Robinson. Jim, I got to tell you, I haven't seen a performance like this from a Philadelphia fighter since Benny Briscoe retired. I just love it. Ivan Robinson fighting his heart out. I mean, he don't have the power, but certainly he's got the heart, great ability, moving, just keeps whacking Arturo Gatti with left jabs and right hands. I think Ivan Robinson deserves this fight so far.
Robinson's performance here tonight, reminiscent of Meldrick Taylor's first 9 rounds against Julio Cesar Chavez. Now, can Gatti pull out a last round miracle the way Chavez did? Chavez looked a little better. If you were to judge the fight by a side-by-side picture of the two faces, it's no contest. Robinson looks fresh and relatively unmarked. Gatti looks like Gatti. Good left hook by Arturo.
The uppercut really hurt Arturo's left eye there.
By the scoring of both Harold and I, Gatti needs a knockdown in this round to avoid a defeat.
Yeah, to pull out a draw, right?
Yeah.
Walk
Yep.
him out. All right, great. Stand back. I stop punching. Let him out. Come on.
How big a factor do you think Gatti's damaged left eye has been in Robinson's ability to land so many punches, Roy? How big a factor has the damaged left eye been in Robinson's ability to land so many punches?
I think it's been a big effect because he blinded Arturo Gatti from seeing that right hand, and Ivan landed at the right hand all night long. Oh, that was the right hand to knock Ivan cold. Ivan is almost out of his feet.
Gatti again. 44 seconds to go. This would be the miracle of all miracles if he's able to pull it off. Robinson trying to hold. Gatti looking for one big blitzer. Now Robinson seems to be collecting himself. Oh, what a right hand that was.
I think Gatti spent himself. I don't think there's too much left to pull this off.
He's still trying though, Larry. He's still trying hard, Larry.
Oh, what drama.
What a fight.
Oh, what drama. What an unbelievable fight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is the punch that almost starched Ivan Robinson.
That almost knocked him cold in his tracks, Jim. Look at him. He was almost out.
Shades of the Ruelas fight. But Robinson survived that one and stood through the full 10 rounds. In the kind of fight we've come to recognize over the past 2.5 years, you see most frequently on Boxing After Dark.
Thank goodness I fight on regular HBO.
No, you wouldn't want to be in one of these, Roy.
I'm not going to be in one of these if I can help it.
Harold Dudeman, how'd your card wind up?
Jim, you know, this is very interesting. I got it 95-94, 6 rounds to 4, Ivan Robinson. But, Jim, let me tell you, there's a real good argument for a 10-8 round in that 10th round. And that would even it up and cause a draw. Because, you know, when a guy gets staggered like that, even without a knockdown, certainly the judges would be correct in calling it 10-8. I almost called it 10-8, but to be perfectly frank, I thought Robinson held on and fought back enough late in the round so that Gatti only wins the 10th round 10-9, so I got Robinson by a point.
Well, too late for the chant of Gatti, Gatti, Gatti to influence the judges, but the crowd gets in one last element of support for their man as Mark Biro prepares to read the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. Judge Ed Leahy scores it 96-93, Gatti. Judge Melvina Lathan scores it 98-93, Robinson. And Judge Steve Weisfeld scores it 96-94 to the winner by split decision, mighty Ivan Robinson.
Well, there are a lot of members of the crowd who don't like it, Roy Jones, because the love affair with Gatti is well established, but I think you got the right decision there.
Well, I think it's the right decision, but you hate to see a loser in a fight like that, Jim. That was one of the best fights that I think I've ever witnessed.
A tremendous battle by Robinson and Gatti, and we take a look at final punch stat numbers. Here's part of the reason why, at least to our lights, it appeared to be the right decision for Robinson. He outlands Gatti by 126 punches. Gatti wound up throwing 40 more because Gatti was unloading the kitchen down the stretch, throwing as many punches as he could possibly find in his body. Let's hear from Larry Merchant in the ring.
And Jim, thank you guys for this fight. Ivan, the first thing you said to Gatti after the fight was
no rematch.
No rematch.
No rematch.
Why is it? Why is that?
No. We just kidding. We'll do it again with Gatti if he want to do it again. He's a true champion. I want to thank Main Event. I want to thank Team Robinson for putting up with me for 8 weeks. And Gatti, you're a hell of a champion, baby.
Do you want a rematch?
Of course. You know, whoever I fight, I want a rematch. It was a tough fight, and Ivan Robinson showed a lot, you know, about good boxing skill. And yeah, definitely a rematch. Why not?
Ivan, you came out uncharacteristically, jumped on him right away, almost as if you were going after his eye. What was the point?
Like I told you earlier, Larry, yesterday, Gotti's a true champion. People intend to say that he cuts. I didn't want him to cut. I wanted him to fight me just like he fought me tonight, make it a good fight, let the audience and the people know that I'm a true lightweight.
But why did you jump him at the opening bell?
Because I know Gotti's a slow starter. I knew he comes on later in the late round. And, you know, I know I'm not a big knockout puncher, so I had to build up the points.
Were you really shocked the way he came at you at the beginning, thinking that he was going to box you?
Not really, no. He just tried to, you know, to intimidate me, but I knew he would go in the boxing style. And, you know, I tried my best to come on, but I came on too late in the fight. And he's a good survivor. You know, I heard him a couple times.
How badly were you hurt in the last minute of the round?
You know, I tell everybody back at home, and I also tell a fan, you know, I'm a warrior. I don't take nothing away from no fighter. Gotti hurt me plenty times in the fight, but like he said, I survived.
But what about in those last 45 seconds when he hit you that punch high in the head and you reeled into the ropes?
Oh, I was hurt, but I knew he was going to come on, but I got a great enough defense to weather the storm, and I came back.
Did you think you had him? Did you think that last round was going to pull the fight out for you?
I thought so. I won the last round hard, and I thought that pulled the fight off, but I didn't. But he pulled, like I said, he did a good fight, and he survived those big shots.
All right, you winked at him when the fight started. You guys seemed to go to war after loving each other. How was that?
Well, you know, Gotti, like I said before, I trained with him on many occasions. He's a true warrior, and he's a fun guy to be with outside the ring. So, you know, I respect him a lot. Thank you.
You know, we had a good time in the ring. It's part of the sport. You know, we're fighters, and it's just part of boxing.
Thank you very much. Once again, both of you.
Look at that. Ain't that nice? Hey, Ivan.
All right, thank you very much. Back to you, Jim.
All right, and very